Welcome to another issue of Bentley's Backwoods Bushcrafting. And today I went out to my storage slash survival shed, and I pulled out an old basket that I made a couple seasons ago. I'll give you a little backstory on this real quick. So I was out roaming around in the woods, and it was the acorns were falling. It was collection time for acorns, and I thought that it would be a good idea if I collected up a bunch of acorns, brought them back to where I live, because although I do live in the country, there are people around. It's a small little community. Even though we are in the country, it is still kind of, you know, urbanized in some ways. So we don't have a lot of squirrels because there was a massive excess of feral cats running around the neighborhood, and nobody was doing anything about it. Well, luckily, somebody who had the skills, abilities, and determination decided that they were going to take care of this feral cat problem, and they trapped, humanely, they trapped live over 30 cats and took them out into a little further countryside and let them run off and have their fun time out on farmland. So anyway, that subsided the feral cat issue. Even to this day, there's probably, unlike, you know, a couple years back, there was, I don't know, 60, maybe, easily 60 cats, feral cats running around, and now maybe 5 or 6, and they're generally taken care of by the community. So anyway, I was out there roaming around, and I thought maybe bringing back some acorns and scattering them around the area would help bring back squirrels and things of that nature, because it decimated the birds and the squirrel population. There just were none here. So I started gathering up acorns, and I didn't have any basket or anything with me. I was pretty much out there just roaming around, and I decided that it would be easier, instead of just sticking them in my pockets, if I had a little basket. Well, my area is full of these vines. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here. So yeah, my area is full of these vines. So what I did was I just gathered up a bunch of the vines. I made a base, kind of like an asterisk, you would say. It was kind of like an asterisk. And I secured them all together on the bottom. And then I started weaving in and out, in and out, in and out. And as I started weaving, I bent the asterisk sticks up until it became this basket. Now, it's several years old, and it was never meant to be anything permanent. It was simply a use for one thing, and that was it. I was just going to gather up a bunch of acorns, bring them back to the house in them, and that was really the only use for it. It is very dry now. It's still very usable, but it is loose now. It's starting to get a little loose. But I just weaved that up, and I used really small vines right here and grasses to secure and tie it up. So basically, that's just a small little vine basket that I made several years ago just to collect acorns. And I don't know if you can see in there, but at the very bottom there's still actually some bird feathers that was mixed with the grasses. The very bottom of this basket is actually grass. This is actually grasses that grow along the water line, right at the edge of the water in my area, and it goes up to about right here. And then I started using really small vines right here, and although these are small vines too, as I go up, I got a little bit bigger vines. And this is about as thick as the vine gets right here. So anyway, I just wove them in and out and till I made this basket. And I thought maybe, you know, I'd pull it out of my shed. I kept it, even though, like I said, it was just utilitarian for the very moment. I decided I would keep it because I have a tendency to try not to throw stuff away, which I'm not a hoarder. I like to call myself, I'm a prepared prepper. But anyway, if this were thrown away or just fell apart, you know, it wouldn't hurt my feelings any, but I just don't see the reason to actually toss it out at this point because it's still useful. I keep it in my shed and I use it as a container. I stick items in it all the time and hang it up, and you know, it keeps things up off the ground. And anyway, I thought I would show it, and to keep from rambling on, I think I'm going to stop this video now. Thank you for watching Bentley's Backwoods Bushcrafting. And even though this was not a tutorial on how to build this, hopefully I described it enough to at least give people an idea if they didn't know what they were doing. It's still winter time. It's beginning of March, and it's still snowing. We just got a bunch of snow last night and today. But once the weather gets better, I'll get out there and I'll get some of these vines, and I'll make a basket on video when I can. So thank you for watching Bentley's Backwoods Bushcrafting. I'd like to thank everybody who watches my videos, who subscribes, shares, and comments, and enjoy the outdoors.